Joined by Aaron David Miller from the Woodrow Wilson International Center. Always good to have you with us, Aaron David Miller. And now, as you know, strong words from Secretary Kerry just a short time ago, which some could see as setting the stage for some kind of U.S. military intervention. In your view, should the U.S. respond militarily?
We're going to have to find a way. You've got the largest single deployment of chemical weapons against civilians probably since Saddam Hussein used them in 1988 against the Kurds in Halabja. So both for reasons that have to do with the immediate situation and the broader principle of chemical weapons, there has to be accountability. There's going to have to be a U.S. military response. The problem, of course, is what is that response designed to achieve? Is it designed to change Assad's behavior, to preempt future use of chemical weapons, or is it designed to begin to change the battlefield balance in Syria with a view toward changing the regime? That's the real key. After 100,000 plus dead, the reality is that a single strike by the United States, even a significant strike using cruise missiles against specific regime units or infrastructure, really isn't going to fundamentally change the arc of this crisis. If the president wanted to do that, and I'm not suggesting he does or he should, then he would literally have to mount a much more comprehensive and sustained military strategy, which would involve providing sophisticated weapons to the opposition, many of whom do not share American views, interests, or values, setting up no-fly zones along the Turkish and Jordanian borders, which would essentially be no-move zones, and then directed attacks against regime infrastructure, military units, and ultimately leadership targets. I don't think the president is ready for that. I don't think he's ready for it today, and that's the real conundrum that the Americans face.
With that, with the president, as you say, as you look at the situation right now, not seemingly ready to take such bold moves, and also, let's be honest, constrained by the American public's view on all of this, there isn't an appetite for going in hard here, is there?
No, I mean, let's be clear. The United States is coming off two of the longest wars in its history, where the standard for victory was probably never could we win, but when could we leave? We paid a terrible price for these conflicts and got very little in return. Barack Obama is much more focused, I would argue rightly, on the middle class than he is on the Middle East. That's going to be his legacy. And you're quite right. The American public, I'm a taxpayer too, has no real stomach for a large-scale, open-ended American military commitment that seems without purpose. We cannot ultimately get stuck with the check for Syria. And that's the real problem.